Meanwhile, Bank of America says the stimulus is stimulating domestic demand at least. It says that China will have no problem meeting its 8% growth target for the year. So a split story of positives and negatives for the Chinese economy. Let's get more of a corporate reading on this data tonight and ask if China's economic growth is sustainable. And our next guest is betting on growth in the Chinese market to lift its sales across the Asia Pac. We have Gilbert Ackerman, Straumann's CEO, and he joins us from our Zurich office. Now, Straumann is the world's second largest maker of dental implants. This stock is up 11% on the year, and Goldman Sachs is calling this stock a buy. Welcome to the program, Gilbert. So let's talk about the Chinese economy, because some analysts say that China's economic growth is really being just propped up by stimulus and can't really recover without the export factor. What do you think?
Well, actually, China for us is still a huge growth opportunity, not only in the short term but also in the longer term. And from our perspective, China is definitely one of the big promises looking out 5 or 10 years. We would actually think that China is becoming the biggest implant market that we have around the world.
Well, Gilbert, you seem pretty confident that the Chinese consumer will continue to spend because you're adamant about not cutting prices right now. But aren't dental implants more of a discretionary expense? Why wouldn't you consider maybe slashing prices to get more people to buy them?
Well, you are absolutely right that implant dentistry is a discretionary or elective procedure. But keeping the number of patients in mind that are currently being treated out of China, we're talking at the very niche market. And obviously, at the same time, we're looking at the growing middle class of several hundred million people who are well able to afford that. And this will obviously rather improve than actually change to the worse going forward. Today, China in implant dentistry still is a very, very small market. This is why we remain very optimistic going forward. That's also evidenced by our more recent growth numbers and performance with continued double-digit growth.
Yeah, so you're expecting double-digit growth in China for this year. That sounds great, but across the rest of Asia, Japan and Korea are still your biggest markets, and you're actually already seeing a pretty significant slowdown across these markets already.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I mean, globally, historically, we've seen double-digit growth somewhere around 15%. That number has come down to 0 or slightly negative numbers. In Asia Pacific, we continue to grow above 3% organically in the first quarter. So it is slightly better than some other regions in the world. Obviously, Japan as well as Korea are entirely different market as they have significantly higher penetration levels. To indicate or to give you a sense of that, we're talking 40 times higher penetration in Japan, or even 80 times higher penetration in Korea, in South Korea, that is, relative to China. So there is significant opportunity speaking on China.
Yeah, well, again, a mixed picture for the Chinese economy. Thank you for your time tonight. That's Gilbert Ackerman, Straumann's CEO, joining us from our Zurich offices.